Press the button.
Hello?
Testing, testing.
Good evening. Welcome to the June 2024 board meeting for the Youth Baseball Association of Royal Palm Beach. We're going to start with the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag, to the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. All right, we'll start with a quick roll call. Vice President? Here. Secretary? Here. We do not currently have a treasurer. Baseball Commissioner, he is not present. Softball Commissioner? Here. Member at Large Brandon? Here. Member at Large Ryan? Here. I think you're missing one member at large, but that's okay. Member at Large Stephanie. Okay. We'll start off our meeting with a vote to vote in our previous minutes. Jessica sent those out earlier today. I'd like to make a motion to vote in those minutes. This is from April.
Second.
All in favor? Aye. All right, quick and easy. Okay, so we're going to move on to our report outs by area here. So we'll start with the president's report out. I'll kind of tag with treasurer and baseball commissioner, so we'll probably skip over those. Full all-star season at the moment, right? So we currently have 8 baseball all-star teams. There's an A and B team in each of our age divisions. So we have a and B team in T-ball, an A and B team in 8U, 10U, and 12U. Unfortunately, we do not have one in the older age group. For softball, we have an 8, 10, 12, and 14, which is also underway. So those are in full swing with travel tournaments, and districts actually started last week, and I believe yours is this week, right?
Yes.
Yeah, so we have 9 and 10 this week in Boca, and then we have 12 next week in Gardens. Unfortunately, there are no softball districts, so they're going to have a couple of those teams will go straight to states, which I believe is towards the end of the month, right, June. So we'll register those teams soon, which is 8U and 14U, which will be going to states. Had some success so far this season. It was pretty good. We had our first Willows Bash in, I believe it's been about 3 years. We had just shy of 30 teams. Had a bunch of our own teams in that. A lot of the local leagues supported, so that was an awesome environment. Carlos's 10U team won that for our division, and then I believe the following week we had our 8U Team A won the travel tournament the very following week. You won the Jupiter tournament as well. So we've had some success here with both of our 8U, 10U teams, and then some of our older age groups in these tournaments. So good practice warming up for our districts, which is this week and next week primarily. I believe T-ball and 8U are this week. So from a treasurer support report out, just have a couple more expenses to pay off. Obviously, we do our trophies and whatnot at the end of the year. That's kind of a big expense for us. It will cover, and then getting with the village on our fees that we owe there. But other than that, we were able to kind of recoup from where we were last year. To be in the black, which is a positive, and we'll start planning for next year. I'll send some dates out to the board and Brandon here shortly with looking at fall and start dates for starting the season, tryouts, all that good stuff. I believe that's all I have at the moment. I'll tag team on some of the other items as we get further into the agenda. So we'll move over to the vice president report out.
Good evening, everyone. Well, basically, I didn't have a lot. You already tagged on what I was going to talk about. Just wanted to highlight.
You're on, good.
How well the boys are doing right now, and really proud of the way things are changing in the league as well. It's been a lot of work that we have put in for the last year and a half, and just to see the boys performing and being able to win a couple of tournaments it brings a lot of joy. And of course, now we think about all-stars all year. So this Thursday we start with the 10U division, and we look sharp right now. and I believe that we have a very strong chance to winning that first regional. So looking forward for that. Oh, and another thing that I wanted to touch on, we talk about the mount on field number 2, and actually Brandon and I, we were talking about shifting a couple of things, maybe the way the kids are, trained right now, and we were talking about probably having those kids already started to pitch, and it would be good if we can have the pitching mount fixed in that field.
Yeah.
So
On 2, yeah.
that would definitely help.
Yeah, it's something we didn't talk about, but, with the addition of Farron and being able to shift a lot of the softball over there, if not all of softball back over there, the fields are actually, 3 is a traditional 12U field, 2 is a traditional 10U field, and going backwards. Field 4 is just, it's a little bit bigger. It can be used obviously for 12U as well, but traditional field's about 200 feet. So we do have some flexibility there because 3 goes both ways. But two would definitely be, I remember probably 4 or 5 years ago, most of the 10U games were on 2 before we brought softball back. So yeah, having them out there would be great.
That's all for me.
Practice space. What fields are we entitled to throughout the city? We got Farron, we got Willows, we got Camellia, right? Yeah. And what other fields in our vicinity are we able to use so we can schedule pot? Oh, the green light's on. The light's on, I can change mics, but what fields can we use so we can have more practice fields?
Those are the only 3. Yeah.
Well, isn't there a T-ball field behind Camilla?
There's a T-ball field behind Camellia. We kind of stopped maintaining it because we didn't want to put any teams over there. Balls getting fouled off and going back into the building behind. We had some issues with, so we kind of shut that one off for any kind of practices or anything like that. It's just not, it wasn't netted, so they kind of shut that one all the way down. So it's there, but that one we kind of discourage any kind of practice at officially. The only other space, right here, Ewing.
Behind us, right?
Can we start scheduling practices for our league at Ewing, this field here?
We can, but it'll depend on kind of when. So it's one of those another situations too where it's not really netted around it or fenced in around it. So, but yeah, if need be, you can use those.
Probably.
That's an issue. We're scheduling so tightly on certain things, I feel like, that because we got limited space, but I'm looking at all these baseball fields throughout the city, and I'm like, oh, how come we're not using these? We don't need them to be in tip-top shape. We're not going to be playing games out there, but, we need to be able to use these, I believe. And we can start scheduling practices there and stuff.
Yeah, right here at Ewing, yeah.
And at Camellia and stuff as well?
Camellia? No.
The other one.
That Camellia, yes.
The T-ball field, no.
Over there, like that's right next to that church, that one, no.
I think we'll find based on spring, because spring was jammed, right? But we're netting out 3 fields, right, with Farron.
Yeah, I know. I just want to make sure if we can possibly go, okay, yeah, we can slide this over to here so we can squeeze in this.
Well, what would be nice for T-ball, which was our largest group, is we're going to have field 1, right, where softball traditionally plays. You can use field 1 as well.
Perfect, which is good. I know with softball moving over there generally to Farron, it's going to free up some space, but just in case we need extra space.
Yeah, for the fall, it'll be fine because you're going to have a lot of sunlight. Spring won't be.
I'm just touching bases, making sure we're able to use these as put on our scheduling.
Okay, yeah.
We did get a couple fields last year from Seminole Palms that we had.
'Cause I know back in the day, we used to, like, a long time ago, they used to use Seminole Palms as like I don't know, because I mean, I'm just going off of memory and I don't know how these worked, but they used to use somewhat of Seminole Palms as part of their practice field, so, but,
It's run by the county.
yeah, I know that. And
So
that's-
we'll get them.
Good luck with that.
We had 2 fields, right? But they were later in the day. So for the younger age group, it wasn't really helpful. I think Carlos used it a little bit. Our older age group we had a 5480, which is like a middle school size field. So the older travel teams use that because we had a lot of teams on field 5. But yeah, I can ask him for it again. So, I don't think we're going to need it for
just
fall.
as a fallback in case like one field is, because I mean, some fields have better drainage. So if something was, our one field's, hey, we can't play on this field, but this field's available. We've been using it. Let's get it fixed up for a game. We can squeeze things in. Just a fallback.
Absolutely. Let's see. No worries. So treasurer report, we kind of talked about that. I did forward you the last quarterly. I owe her some bank statements to give us the Q1, I believe. So I'll get you that one.
Okay.
Joey is not here, but we had a busy spring season. It was busier than last year, so that was a good sign. To Brandon's point, we were kind of compressed for field space, so that was a challenge. I think it worked okay, mainly because softball had interleagues on odd days, which allowed for some field space to open up during the day. But with Farron, I think we're going to have enough space to be able to shift some stuff around and make it work a lot easier. I would say at least between both groups, minimal issues throughout the year. I mean, there's a couple things that came up, but I could probably count them on one hand in terms of items that came up that were, things that we had to address as a board or even with the softball or baseball commissioner. So pretty good season overall in terms of, behavior and stuff like that. We didn't have anything too crazy. But enrollment, like I said, enrollment was at an all-time high. We had 12 T-ball teams. That was a record. At least I've been with this league for 9 years. I've never seen 12 T-ball teams. So the future is bright and Royal Balm. And I know that there's even more because if you just look at the T-ball fields, how many little kids were running around, siblings. So pretty strong group there in that younger group with 12 total. We'll move over to the softball commissioner report. Mr. Mike.
Softball went well this year. Very minor problems that we had, if anything. The playoffs went well. Teams were pretty even in talent as far as each division was. Districts, there was none. There was a problem with that. We're still in the midst of straightening that out. But one team is going to states. I believe it's just the one, right? 2? And Steve's young team. So 8 and 14 are going to states. And there was no district champs because there was no games. And do you want to? Is that going to be new business, like for the 6U T-ball on that? Yeah. All right, we'll do it in new business then. That's it.
Okay, we'll move over to the secretary's report. Jessica?
Not much to report. Just been making sure we post everything, get it out to the people. I know when Olivia was on the board, she was looking into getting the scoreboards replaced, like through a sponsor company. So I reached out to her, and maybe we can get some scoreboards with sponsoring on them. If that's something, I know we have to go through you guys too, right? I don't know exactly how they do it because I haven't gotten that far in the process, but I don't know if like they put it all up or what. But once I get more info, I'll reach out.
Yeah, we need the specs and all of that, but yeah, if they're going to be
Gotcha.
sponsoring them and donating them, just
Okay.
give me the information as you start going through it.
Okay, also, a lot of people have been reaching out for fall. I can't tell you how many messages I've gotten already, like people, hey, I want to sign up, I want to sign up. And I've probably had about like 20 to 30 that I've responded to, people looking to sign up for the fall. So I think we're gonna have a pretty big turnout as well. And then I just had on here about putting the speeding signs in the parking lot because my kid almost got hit.
I did check on it. Speeding signs.
I know it's just a sign, but maybe something visual will kind of get them to slow down.
I see what we can post up there, because I think the actual like the speed limit sign,
Yeah.
we couldn't, but there was something, some kind of way of verbiage that we can still put up there.
Okay.
So remind me to double check on that.
But other than that, nothing really new. And then we'll usually do the sports engine for starting signups for fall. Do you know when we'll go live with that?
Yeah, we had a meeting, which we'll talk about here in a minute, with some of the softball folks, which was part of what I was waiting on. But we'll get the sports engine set up for registration. I've seen a couple of our neighboring leagues already have it up, so we'll get it up and running. It doesn't take a lot, but I need to make sure we add all the right categories, right? So we talked today about adding a couple different age groups, which we'll talk about in a little bit here on the softball side, so we can get them added in there. And then anything different we need to put into the system to have it ready for go live. And then historically, we've offered an incentive, right? The first so many that sign up get something of a discount. So we'll kind of work through those logistics. It doesn't take very long, but you know, we need to determine the age groups, and once we have all the age groups, the rest is, I'd say, easy.
And then I'll pass the,
Yeah, awesome.
pass the baton to members at large.
Yeah, we'll start with Ryan. Nothing. Okay.
Everything looks all right. It's been nice and quiet.
He didn't even wear a shirt today. You believe this?
No. I picked it up. I gotta wash it. Yeah.
Okay.
I gotta wash it too.
So what do you got for us, sir?
Is it my turn?
Yes, sir.
I do have something to touch base on something she was talking about. She was talking about signs at the park. What's the deal with the bathrooms being open during the day? I know it's a community park, but you guys have the bathrooms open. How do we, like, I've gone there numerous times throughout the summer before, and it's like not the best place to bring your kid almost during the summer. You go, hey, let's go use the bathroom, and there's kids or people zonked out in the bathroom. How can we get that? How is that? Can we clean that up?
Yeah, like maybe like, how do we get them to patrol the park a little more?
It's something ongoing with PBSO. We've been trying to.
Is that, okay, so that's something you guys are aware of?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. We've been.
Because I've got a young kid, and he's old enough to go and use the bathroom by himself, and he's at that age, it's like, yo, I got this, Dad. But it's like, well, I don't want to send you in the bathroom by yourself because I don't know what's in there. So as long as you guys are aware of it and we can get that cleaned up, that's the only thing I got really going on with the parks and everything.
Yeah, that's definitely been ongoing with PBSO, trying to get them patrol. The thing is, they'll go and they'll patrol it and make sure and get them out, and then slowly but surely they'll kind of start making the way. We used to, during school, keep the bathrooms locked during the day, and that way nobody can get in, but they'll find up under the bleachers, up under the overhang by the concession stand, to kind of be around. And so it's just been trying to get them to increase
I'm
the
sure
patrol.
this is an issue with a lot of places. We're not the only place that has the same issue.
Yeah, it's a tough one, but it's, like I said, when you see them, if it's something like that and they're in the bathrooms or anything, always just don't hesitate to call them. That way, somebody's out there, they physically, visibly saw them, and we can call PBSO out and have them go and remove them.
All right. Sweet deal. I just making sure you guys are aware of something like that.
Yep, appreciate it.
All right. Yeah, you want to talk about that? That seemed to go over really well for the year.
What's there to talk about? It's speaking for itself. Yeah, I mean, the concession stand is doing good. I've done a lot of changes. I've opened up the T-ball concession stand. But again, it's not just me and the couple people that I have helping me out work it. What I need to do is bring in the community. I need parents. I mean, I'm looking at 4 of you guys, but I hope there's more that are listening. I need parents to help me out, volunteers from each one of you guys. I mean, I need more. I would say I need a little bit more help from the board, from more people to help me out on my side, to get this back up. Money generator for the league for your kids. I'm speaking as from a young. My kid's young, so I hope to God my kid's there for a long time. But we need help from the parents as a community. Volunteer. Most of the fields are available to can't speak. Most of the fields are visible from the concession stand, and if there is a field that is not visible, I'm sure you can pop your head out. We're not that busy to where you can't pop your head out for 5-10 minutes and watch your kid play or bat or whatnot, throw a couple innings. But to keep that concession stand getting better and bigger and possibly generating more money for these kids in the league, because that's all what it's about, is for the kids. I need more help. So if you guys are out there, if you guys are coaches listening to this, get your parents out there to help us out big time, because that's where we're gonna have big improvements. And if we can show improvements from the league, we can bring it to the city and possibly get even bigger improvements for these kids. So that's honestly all I got to say about the concession stand. I want to get more of it open. I'm going to help get with Mike and get in the Farron concession stand going. I'm sure he's probably already working on something. I don't know. I haven't really talked to him in a couple weeks, but in the next upcoming weeks, I'm going to be busy with the concession stands continuously to get them going. So if you guys are listening, you guys out there and the people watching, if you guys are listening, I need help. I need your volunteer hours, because we can't pay you, but we can use your manpower and your sweat, your blood. Show your kids that you mean something for your kids.
But to get volunteer hours for your teenagers too, right? So if you need some hours for your high schoolers. Couple things, because he refreshed my memory. We had a cabinet we pulled out of there that was falling apart. There's an unfinished drywall behind one of them. So if that's something, once we get in there and clean it up, if we can maybe get someone to repair that for us, that would be great.
That breaker get fixed, the one that keeps tripping on the outside?
I don't know. I don't think so.
I went there on a weekday and I saw him out there messing with it.
I know the communication box outside the main concession was open. I put it back on there and taped it, but it probably needs to be sealed. It looks like, the internet and the Ethernet cords is what it looks like to me. I can't tell what it was. It's right outside the door.
The main concession?
Right as you walk in the door to the left. And then we talked today, Farron has, what do it call GFI plugs? GFIs. Where they pop. So if we have stuff in the refrigerators and it pops and nobody's there, the food's going to go bad. So if we could convert one of those, at least for the refrigerator, so when it has the food in it, it doesn't pop and cause an issue. But it sounds like all of them have it when we talked today.
And the one by the T-ball stand too, the outside one tripping.
The outside one, yeah.
Yeah, it's like the main for that whole T-ball thing. That trips the refrigerator and then goes out.
Well, we'll let Brandon get into his report, and I'm sure we have a couple couple questions for Brandon.
That's other Brandon.
Yeah. Yeah. No, not much. We'll get on trying to take care of some of this. The one thing that we got to start looking at is closure times. So I know right now you're in the thick of swings for All-Stars, but I want to get a day so we can start at least planning where we're going to close fields down, if we're going to do odd, even. So I'll get with you as far as when All-Stars and things start slowing down. We can move some things around and get those shut down. But that's probably the biggest thing over the summer. Like I said, taking care of some of the things, getting the mounds built back up. And that's it right now. What else?
Now, you mentioned nets. Did the overhead nets that you guys were going to order or had ordered for both places?
So I don't know if they've, I know they haven't put them up yet.
Okay.
I don't know if they've came in.
Okay.
But they still haven't put those up.
Okay.
So
But those are in process?
Yeah.
So to speak? Okay.
Yeah.
Because I know we fixed, some of my guys did some stuff we weren't supposed to on the roof to zip tie them in Willows, but Farron's in pretty bad shape by a couple of the fields. There's some big holes.
Yeah.
I don't think Willows is quite as bad, but there's a couple spots in Willows.
Yeah, I checked park superintendent in the morning, but I'm pretty sure those are already ordered. So whether they've came in or they're waiting to put them up, I'll find out. I'll let you know.
And I know Jason coming in reminded me about Field 5, because I was there the other day with one of the teams practicing and seeing the foul balls fly over. Do we have any thoughts on a solution there outside of a net or a curved gate potentially?
So we're looking at, we're trying to look at either curving the gate over.
Okay.
Or adding more to it to kind of raise it up a little higher. The netting form, we looked at, I don't think they're going to do the netting, putting the netting around them. But it's more so if we can up those gates. That's where we are right now, seeing if we can up it, add a hangover. We're looking at it, trying on all the fields actually.
Okay.
If we can do it. So try to eliminate a lot of the netting, because eventually they wear out. You see it and they start tearing holes. But that's a big one, because I know those kids are stronger, and so they foul them and they're going back into the lot.
Yeah, I've noticed, I don't know what you want to call them, the soft toss nets that we have around. Those are all kind of falling apart too. I've been zip tying those, but they get knocked open. Food for thought there. I want to say, is it Gardens? It's almost like a pad. Yes. So it's not a net. You hit into the pad. That's like a rubber pad that's hanging, which is better because the ball's not going anywhere.
Yeah,
that rubber pad's not going to fall.
A little more durability on it.
And what do we have? We have one on either side of 4, right? We have one on 3.
3?
And there's a one on by 2. I think there's 4. You could throw it too. Because all those, I know, I was warming up with one of the teams, and this is during the rec season. They were hitting balls and they were flying on field 4 because the top of the net had a hole in it. So I zip tied them, but a couple weeks later it was back open.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a good size. Yeah.
Yeah. All right.
Awesome.
All right. Yeah. We'll look into those.
Okay, so I believe everybody reported out, so we'll make a motion to vote in the reports.
Second.
All in favor? All right. So I guess we'll wait on the voting here, but we'll talk about some new business, some of the items that we wanted to talk about. I don't know that necessarily need to vote on, but wanted to bring it up with the board in terms of age groups for softball. Right. So I'll let Mike, you want to run through that discussion with the 2 different age groups we were talking about adding?
Yeah, beside the 8, 10, 12, and 14, we're looking to start a 6U T-ball for girls softball, and then a high school age group, which would be 15, 16, 17, 18, and start that in the fall.
I agree. I think that would be awesome.
Yeah, we had a few on the older side, so I think that's a possibility. I know when Mike and I did some numbers for T-ball, we had between 20 and 30 girls in the T-ball group.
Yeah, in the spring, we probably would have had 2 teams.
Now, are we allowed to have 18-year-olds in that league? Is that an age, like maximum, is there like an age?
Yeah, you pay, so our insurance through Babe Ruth pays by age group and by division. And so Babe Ruth has divisions all the way up to 18U for both age groups.
Just making sure.
Yeah, caps at 18.
I know rec, I knew there was a cap on rec, but I wasn't sure if there was, a company.
Yeah, it goes all the way up to, whatever that cutoff is. Softball and baseball are a little bit different, right? Baseball is May 1st, so you can't turn 18 before May 1st. If we don't go that high anyways, right now, technically it's 15, 16. Yeah. Yeah, that's how we charter. We do it by age group and then by team, and that's how we pay for our insurance. And I believe, to your point, the older group's more expensive, obviously, because, more potential there. But yeah, we think it's a good idea. I know some of the local leagues offer T-ball, softball. So we think that's an opportunity for us to grow that program. And we have a lot of younger girls in the T-ball program currently that we can kind of bring through the other ages. And I think with Farron having dedicated space and, we'll call it more favorable timeframes for some of the younger kids, I think that's a win for us to be able to play at both.
Yeah, if you start the girls at a younger age, it'll just develop more of a following, and we'll get more girls in the program.
Yeah, I mean, we'll just open it up. Any feedback around that with the rest of the board members? I mean, I think it's a good idea to trial it and see how it works out. And
I think we could get the turnout.
yeah, I know Wellington has at least one team,
Wellington
right?
don't have a full league, so, I mean, we'll
Oh,
pick up
nice.
girls from that way, too.
Because
Possibly.
I was talking to somebody and they said that their daughter did the 6U softball and they said it was more so because there wasn't like a lot of there wasn't like a lot of teams that they played against. She said, but it was a lot more of like fundamental stuff. So when her daughter moved up to the 8U, she caught on way faster.
Well, Jupiter has a program, and I believe it's West Boynton, too. They have a 6U program.
Oh, so we could interleague with them.
Maybe interleague or,
Yeah.
do something on a Saturday after a few practices.
Yeah.
Yeah, that main complex where you guys played in the tournament, those are softball fields. I didn't know that. Oh, really? Yeah, those are traditional softball fields. That's what the softball complex uses. I think they use them for T-ball and 8U, but they're designed for softball.
Right.
Because 12U and up play on those other 2 fields and then across the street. Which, no, I think it's a good idea. I think it's a good option for us to offer it. The other thing that came up this year, and Babe Ruth put this into play kind of towards the beginning of the year, and we didn't really adjust to it. We need to, is 16U versus 15U. So allowing 16U, almost 17-year-olds to play in that division, because that's what the new marker was. They go all the way up to 18U, but 18 to 12-year-olds, we probably have to figure out how to split a couple groups up, because 12-year-old and an 18-year-old playing together is a little bit much, right? Even a 16 and a 12 might be much, but
On the beginner girls, yes.
yeah. Well, I'm talking boys. For boys, yeah, because they move the age group up, right? So we probably need to adjust our bylaws a little bit in that regard. Historically, it's been 15U, but now it's 16. And they do offer, which is a first, as of last year, each age group has its own tournament trail. So 13U, 14U, 15U, 16U. So if you have specific age groups, most of your kids are 14, you can play in a 14U all-star team. It doesn't have to be 16U, right? So that's pretty good. You don't have to have a bunch of 12-year-olds playing against, 16-year-olds if that's all that's involved in your league. So it kind of aligns I'd say the age and the skill set a little bit better. So other new business, I know we talked briefly about entertaining a new softball structure that I'll just bring up to the board. I don't know that we need to go through a formal thing today, but potentially adding another board position and dedicating one of our member-at-large positions to a softball position. We already have the commissioner position in place, but potentially have like a VP over softball. So have kind of a governing board within our board, right? So we'll have some leadership. There'll be an overall piece of it, but we'll have a dedicated leadership side on the softball side underneath the same umbrella, which is what a lot of the entities do around here. It's a little bit different. It's almost like an executive board, and then they have boards underneath it. But for our purposes, we'll just have dedicated roles within our board for that. Traditionally, and they could go either way, but, you know, softball commissioner, someone on baseball really wants to be the softball commissioner, they can by the way our rules are written. But generally, it would be someone involved in softball. So set that structure up a little bit more so we can grow the program, have dedicated folks working on that side. And so we talked with Ed about that today. I know Steve will have some involvement. He can't formally be on the board, but he'll have some, you know, some other components he could do for us, like scheduling or some of the field communications. Yeah, advertising. So we're kind of working through those logistics since we're going to have Farron as dedicated space for softball. All right, any other new business anyone wants to discuss before we hop into the election here?
No?
No?
Anything on the travel end? Is that for no business or
I'm sorry?
the travel?
Oh, yeah. I mean, that's another discussion that we did have that we probably need to formalize either in July or before we come back is, you know, what to do on the travel side. And, you know, we've had a lot of conversations on waiving the mandatory play in the spring, right? But also having a fee, right? So they would pay through the league, and then the league would take care of those fees for any of the travel groups, right? So initially we talked about whatever the set fee is for the league, that's what they would pay, right, for their age group. So if it's 170, it's 170 they would register with. That would cover the fee that would go to the village, you know, the 250 or 500 based on the composition of the team. And then potentially some other things we talked about, maybe the first round of uniforms, you know, whatever else would be covered within that, but then that would fall underneath our system. And all of our coaches are in there now, but it would formalize everybody within that system, right? So all the travel teams would be in our one system with all the check marks and balances, and we'd have all the record of it there versus the one-offs, which we have in the system, but it's a little more complicated, right? I have to go to Carlos separately, and I have to go to Ryan separately. They're all in there, but they're not organized by team. So this would help formalize that process and get everybody in the system the right way, ensure that we have all the credentials you want, right, as part of our agreement, and then which Babe Ruth requires in terms of coaching certificates, abuse awareness, concussion training. I'm trying to rattle off all of them. There's like 3 or 4 other things. Background check. But it would help formalize that a little bit and put it all in one place for us, which I think is a no-brainer. So I think we're really leaning towards that. The question is around the fees, right? What do we charge for the fees? And then in, you know, potentially waiving that requirement for the spring. Obviously, we want to encourage them because that's how our teams get, you know, competitive for the All-Star season, and we would want to encourage them in the spring to play. But it wouldn't be mandatory, right? They would be registered through the other component. And obviously, you know, like normal, rec has the priority, and then, you know, like we do with baseball, traditionally it's Friday night, Saturday afternoon, and Sundays. So it won't interfere too much. Softball is the only one that plays a little bit different, right? Because we played a lot of Friday games and Monday games off the top of my head. I don't think we played any Sunday games, but definitely Friday and Monday, just through interleagues. So nothing formal to put yet, but just food for thought there. Any feedback from you guys on that?
No.
No. Good idea, bad idea? Favorable.
I don't know. I think because we need the kids, and I don't know. I just feel like they should have to play.
That's gonna be tough. That's all-stars.
I know that's a lot
Sure.
of baseball for the kids to push on them, but
It's all-stars.
Yeah, but we're losing all those kids to other towns, so they're not even on our all-star teams.
But they're not gonna be on their all-star team when you do that either way. So it's I get it, but I don't get it.
Yeah, but in the same time, I mean, at the same time, it will open some
I get it,
spaces for kids that won't be able to make it when we have those travel.
but that's why we need an A, a B, and a C, and how many every team you want to make. But
Sure.
you're not going to have a Royal Palm All-Star team anymore. That's done. No more doing Royal Palm All-Stars. I mean, we get it. You're going to make an All-Star team, but they're going to be an All-Star team that's just going to go to every tournament, and yeah, that's Royal Palm. So,
Yeah, I mean, there's some other examples out there now with some of the other leagues where they've done that, and I will tell you, I think Gardens is one of them. And the overwhelming majority of those kids play rec in the spring.
I get it. 'Cause, like, we played West Boca, and then you play West Boca and Trout. It's the same exact team.
Sure.
Not anymore.
I'm talking about 9U.
Yeah.
9U is the Panthers.
Yeah, but the travel teams wouldn't play All-Star. They would just play travel.
But it's the same coach. It's
Yeah, they roll over generally.
the same guy. They may switch out a couple players, but
Go back, just look at the Okie 6U team. Their all-star team is their travel team, just split up.
Sure.
Yeah, but
Jupiter Storm.
one thing that had happened in Okeechobee is that they have lost all the travel teams. They have
I
become
get it.
independent.
because they're all fighting that fair and trying to
So
get
they're,
fields.
they're leaving.
It's all about fields. At the end of the day, everything narrows down to fields. Where can I get fields? If you need fields at Royal Palm, these are the rules. If you want to go to Farron, you get put in the basket. They have a raffle. This year, you might get fields at 9 o'clock, 9 to 10. Next year, you might get fields 7 to 8. And those teams got to put up with that. Those parents got to put up with that. If you're going to stay on that team, you're going to have to put up with that mix-up of schedules. But as far as Royal Palm, if you wanted to be at Royal Palm, that was a part of the deal. And I get it, trust me, I get it to open the doors and da-da-da-da, but at the same time, there's not going to be a Royal Palm Beach All-Star team anymore. Like, you're just going to make it rec kids, which I'm not hating on rec kids, but it's just a totally different competitive balance. And same, you can see it now in 6U where you have an A and a B team. Our A team's the older kids, our B team's kind of the younger kids. Supposedly, I'm not examining it with a microscope, but you're hoping those kids stick together the whole way around and we make rec more competitive to where people want to sign up and play rec and find something else to do in fall then. You know, but that's my whole thing is that is All-Stars. And I get it, if you're going to have a travel team and they represent Royal Palm, they're going to wear Royal Palm jerseys, but no districts, no states, no representing when it comes to around here and playing around here. Okeechobee still going to put a team together and be probably competitive. But I get it. 8U, they lost both their teams, I think, or they're trying to build or 9U, they're trying to build another team. I get it. It's the world, but everything funnels down to fields. Where can I get fields at? And if you want to go to Seminole Palms, good luck with Seminole Palms. Right now, Seminole Palms is closed. Some people can't get fields from our practices 8:30 to 10:30 for 9-8-year-olds. Huh?
10 p.m.?
Yeah, for 8-9-year-olds, yeah. So
That's too
that's the
late.
world you got. But again, if you're on that team and you're a parent now, you got to decide, is this the schedule I'm going to put up with to stay on that team?
Yeah.
I'm saying everything's a struggle for fields. Just like we're trying to get fields at Seminole Palms, you're trying to get fields anywhere you can, or you want to get fields back here, everything's a struggle for fields. And I get it, our schedule is Friday, Sunday, and that's what we'd have to work around with, but the other end is All-Stars. That's all I have to say. Sorry, I've been quiet, but that was it.
No, it's fair. Absolutely. Any other new business we want to touch on? No? In terms of,
Getting rid of the sling and T-ball.
Hey, my kid finally hit off of it at the end of the season.
And that's, the thing is having your kid hit off of it is a great feeling as a parent. I watched my kid do it very first time I put him in front of it. It was a great feeling. But the thing about T-ball is it's T-ball. The thing about fundamentals of learning how to hit a ball is always going to revolve around that tee until you put that bat down 30 years from now. And to get better at swinging the ball and hitting the ball, repetition is key. And if you look at the gameplay of our playoff system of T-ball, It kept the kids more entertained. It kept them, because it kept them involved. If your kid was in T-ball, it was a boring game all season long. We played barely 3 innings of T-ball. It was hit the ball, run. 5 minutes of loading up the sling, pitching 2 pitches, getting the kids, getting a tee, letting them hit the ball, and then run, and then slow. But if you look at the playoff structure, it was hit the ball. There was more plays being made. And as a person that's played the game, as a person that's coached the game, as a person that's a fan of the game, the more you do this game, the more you have the room, the more chances you can learn, and learning is by doing, is gonna better your kid. As a parent, of the joy of watching my kid hit off the sling was phenomenal. It was awesome. But in reality, I can tell you the past 3 weeks, I've been working with my kid structurally with just AT, and his swing has gotten 1,000 times better. The way he holds his bat is 1,000 times better because he's swinging more. We were too focused on making sure these kids do not are just getting up to the tee, because there's some kids, I've dealt with it, and she's going to be moving on, but I had a girl on my kid team. By the end of the season, that sling was so inconsistent, she didn't even want to go up to hit the ball at all. And what is that doing to a kid? Regardless if she was a girl or a boy, you get hit at that age, you're just going to kill their ego. They're not going to want to go up. And now what are we teaching these kids? To just say, no, I'm not going to do it? No, we need to get back into teaching the kids the game from within. The game is going to be taught by the fundamentals, not by introducing these cool gadgets of a sling. I mean, that's just my personal opinion, and 1,000 swings off of a tee is better than your kid hitting it once off that sling. I guarantee you that your kid will have more production, and all these kids will have more production by doing it that way.
Yeah, I'm not married to the sling. I know we do the sling and 6U.
Feels like a lot of people, and I'm not pointing the finger at nobody in particular, but every time I bring it up, it seems like it's like it feels like a lot of people are married to that sling idea, and I get it. But this is where I was talking to Carlos, and I've been talking to a lot of people. I've talked to Mike about it. Is we need, as a board, we need to make sure we're getting these coaches involved. And I'm willing to help out. I'm willing to put my time in to help out. And we need to make sure these kids we got good coaches to fundamentally produce these kids. The kids that are getting ready to move to the next step, make sure we have these kids, or we have something in place as a league to help these kids transition to the next development. Like, yes, okay, T-ball, you want to introduce these kids to live pitching? Well, as these kids are getting ready to graduate to the next division, as a board, as coaches, throughout the whole league, as a community, we need to make sure that these kids are seeing a live pitch, or when it's going into a coach or a kid pitch, that these kids are seeing what it's like to actually throw the ball to a catcher and have it, rather than just seeing these things and seeing certain things. And there's a lot of things that could be, but I feel like it starts at that division, because that's where it is one of our biggest divisions. And to have these kids run scared and they possibly might come back because they're scared of getting hit by that ball. So that's my only thing about when it comes to.
When did we start doing that?
Time.
It's been around.
Yeah.
And then the same,
I know.
when you go from 6 to 8, you use the sling 24/7.
Yeah.
And then the only way you get it in the base is you gotta hit the ball off the sling.
How many divisions, how many leagues around use the sling in 8U?
Say that again?
How many slings how many leagues around here use the sling?
It's a Babe
Yeah,
Ruth
they even use
standard.
them in
The
districts,
argument
yeah.
would be which sling machine they use.
Yeah, like the blue or the black
Or
one.
that weird other black one that throws it the awkward way. West Boco is the only team that I saw use the weird one. Everybody else uses the blue or the black one that's the same thing. Yeah. Travel is the only one that does coach pitch. Certain travel teams.
In some cases, they do kid pitch.
But when they go into a tournament, this team could have a coach pitch, that team pulls a sling out.
Eight
That's
use
the
a
only way they
weird,
can play in
a weird.
Why, so why do we use a sling in
It's a Babe
It's
Ruth.
Babe Ruth requirement
it's
for
Babe
AU.
Ruth requirement? Why?
Because they make the rules.
That's-
And again, that's
that's
why
their
we have the
standard.
other black machine, because they were gonna change to that, then they didn't, and then I don't even still.
Yeah, now I do
understand.
believe, now,
And my argument with the sling and 8U is, it's consistent, but each kid's talent level is not consistent. Well, I mean, it's consistently bad. I'm
Well, it
not saying
depends on the
it's
weather, honestly.
consistently
It's
good.
the weather and the mud and the basement.
No, I know, it's consistently bad.
Again, same with spring. So spring 8U, they do kid pitch.
Like, again, here's my thing is, it used to be a coach pitch division, right? That's what it used to be considered, right? Is because let's say you guys are all kids, you got a talent level, each one of you got different talent level. As a coach, I can groove that ball into your talent level, and again, you hitting that pitch is gonna develop you as a kid better.
A sling too. We were with a coach,
Coach pitch doesn't really start till 8U.
when we had a coach
8U?
that
Well,
was
that's
so
the
good on
next-
that
that's
sling
the
that
next-
anybody could
That's
do
what I'm
it.
saying, you're talking T-ball.
Literally.
I'm talking about the 8U division now. Now I'm talking like,
no, I believe they do, and I mean, you
because
think,
I was watching a lot of 8U of the All-Star, and I seen one of them, there was a coach pitching to their kids.
yeah, the
Their
travel
slings.
tournaments, we allow
They
that.
can't do that in districts.
Yeah.
Districts,
all sling.
umpire sets up the machine,
And
Just
the
sling.
umpire runs it.
and the
But,
umpire does it.
okay, so fundamentally during our season, do we have to use that sling in 8U?
Yes.
Yeah.
Why is that? That's just
their
their
rules,
standards.
yeah.
And they even dictate what sling
And the speed of the sling.
and the speed of the sling.
Because I like,
So there is another option. I don't know, if you thought the sling was bad in 6U, I would not recommend the other option. The other one is 8U kid pitch,
my option is
which
continue,
could go very,
Go back,
very.
how'd you learn how to hit a
Takes a
ball?
long
You
time
had your
to
coach
learn
pitch,
to
man,
kick
because I don't know, it's just, I can groove it in. The more times you hit that ball, the better you're gonna get. And it's just,
If you could pitch us 3 or 4 games on a Saturday,
I'll go, let's do it.
and I need you Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday.
Kids produce, I mean,
Yeah, I mean, the whole idea behind
to
it,
find
right?
coaches.
Whether it's wrong or right, is to your exact point, we're trying to get them ready for the next division, because in 8U, we do kid pitch.
First.
Which is like watching paint dry, right? So it's painful, but that's how they learn to do it. And then in 10U, we do drop 3 and leadoffs in the spring
I
to
mean,
get
it's
them
just a
ready
lot changed
for
since
12.
I played and I was coached, because I was coached the way as I'm talking about.
Sure.
Where that's, I mean.
Yeah,
I'm
listen,
not
we
here to
don't-
pat myself on the back. There's a lot of people that were way better than I was, but those kids were coached the same exact way I was as well.
Yeah, listen, you're preaching to the choir
I don't
there.
know, I've never seen a sling.
Because
until
I don't like
walked
the
out
sling at
on
all,
these
but it's
fields
required,
recently.
right? That's part of our agreement. Yeah, it's 100%, I mean, I have 2 boys, right?
But 6U, it's
My older one did great on the sling, my
6U,
younger
it's
one was
not
terrified. on the
required.
it's
sling.
not required in
Then
6U.
is there a way
We're
we
fundamentally
can-
trying to do a little mix-up of teaching you up.
6U is
just like
something
every
I'm
spring.
more worried about, because if it's not required, that division, to keep those kids entertained, because you're putting these kids, these 5, 6 years old, in basically one big old sandbox with one ball, and you gotta watch these kids just, it's like watching tennis out there.
I know, you should have 2 balls, and like I said, I talked to one of the coaches, just get them in the box, 2 pitches, and then put it on the tee. If they're not, you as a coach would know how much time you need on each one kind of scenario. It's not mandatory, but we could have a vote on it if we wanted to, but
But I mean, if we can put those kids up in a box, here's the tee, hit the ball, they're hitting the ball, these
what we'll
kids
do
are
in
making
fall.
a play. What?
that's fall. We'll do it in fall. But
You're
spring,
gonna watch these kids produce way better, but let's get these, look at All-Stars. All-Stars is no sling at all, it's all off the tee. Why are we not, what is the season for in springtime? To get these kids ready for All-Stars. Why are we, like, that's
I
just my
think it's
point.
something that would be worth a vote. I mean, if that's,
Yeah, listen, to your point, let's even go with the travel kids, right? We play all these different rules, and then we go into districts, right? And they have to align with the Babe Ruth rules, which is the sling, which is no leadoffs on 10U, right? No drop third in 10U, right? So they have to kind of, relearn
Older
what's
kids,
going on.
it's easier to teach that, say, okay, we can't do this today, guys, okay.
Sure.
No drop, we can't, okay, we're in a Babe Ruth tournament, we can't be leading off in this tournament this weekend. That's easy, but as a 5-year-old, okay, we gotta get you set up, we gotta do this. Hey, you guys, pay attention. Well, there's nothing going on for 5 minutes. These kids are out there picking there's no dandelion, but basically the whole dandelions and right field thing. And if we can get rid of it and get these kids more involved and get
Sure.
this game more of a game for these kids, I mean, that's something I just want to throw out there.
Okay.
It's my personal opinion from what I've seen over the past couple of years.
Yeah, I mean, that's something we probably can do separate, Brandon, in a separate meeting and just
Sorry,
open it
I
up.
didn't realize.
No, not you. I'm telling this, Brandon. We could probably have a separate one to talk about the logistics of the rules in each division.
Yeah.
Kind of like we used to do, and then just, we can, if we have enough of us, we'll put them into play.
Yeah.
Right? One of them is 15U, because in our rules, it has 15U instead of 16U, which curbs a lot of the pitching and the other requirements. So we need to address that coming into fall and spring. Because that changed midway through January with Babe Ruth. And at that point, we were into our season. So there's a few things we need to change, right? And we can get some feedback from the other coaches and parents on if there are items we want to address or not address. But yeah, listen, I'm open to having that conversation. My oldest hits off the tee every day. That's what he does. That's part of his practice, right? So that's part of the routine.
On TV or hitting on the field.
Yeah, 100%.
I mean, it's gonna be something, and it's, at that age, I just believe it'll keep the kids more involved, more entertained. The more baseball they see, more hits they got coming at their direction and whatnot, the more chances these kids have to hit the ball. And we go to the tournament, we get ready for All-Stars, they actually have hit the ball 15 times rather than they hit the ball 5 times throughout the whole season.
Sure.
In my opinion, it would just be better.
no, it's definitely something, I agree.
All right. Any other topics we want to address before we hop into our vote here? No?
is there
Wanna tear- how
anything
many-
in the books for coaches and discounts?
No, we haven't, but I mean,
It's
it's,
like a thing, like, when Olivia.
basketball does it. I know he does it for basketball. You guys do that if they end in good standing, the head coach,
Yeah.
Yeah.
or the manager, whatever you want to call him, the person in charge.
Yeah. Yeah.
So they waive the fee for the next
I didn't know if,
season,
like, they
or
had
they give you a
that.
credit, or they give you a refund.
Yeah.
Glenn and them had that in the process, but they didn't, whatever.
Sure.
Just to try to get people to help.
Yeah, I mean, we've been at least, I can speak to both sides. I mean, fall was a little tough because
he's
we were
talking
short.
about help at the concession stand. You remember how it used to be where they
Yeah,
kept
it used
the
to
money
have to.
from you, and we already did all that. Were you around for that? You would pay a price.
It was messy.
Pay like $225 to play in the league. Your team would have a concession stand day. If the parents on the team did the concession stand on that day, we gave them the 20 whatever dollars back.
Yeah.
I know, but it's like he said, it's messy because it's, you gotta.
Trying to keep
figure out
track
who
of
did
it, yeah.
Who didn't do it. The coaches have to tell the parents what day they have. I know, I forgot to tell my parents, and my parent was like, yo, when's our day? Yeah, my bad.
For an hour and a half, you have
I
each
hear
one
you.
person from the home team.
But that was an idea that they used.
That's how they do it.
You're literally paying them though. You know, you're paying them, you're giving them their money back. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, you give them some money back. Now, if you didn't work, then we paid the person that worked there. I mean, that's kind of how that was funneled.
Well, yeah.
It paid for the person to essentially cover it, but.
But that's what I'm saying, you were paying them, but with their own money almost. You give them their money back.
I mean, they're paying themselves, basically.
But like I said, if you could keep a way of keeping track of everything, that's how they got away with that. That was a couple of years ago.
Come up with something to keep track. Mr. Spreadsheet over here, keep spreadsheets, they're good.
Well, all right, well, let's hop into this so we can get to new open mic and we'll close the meeting. So we'll have our nominees for, we have 5 positions open. Member at large, there's 2 positions, which is currently Brandon's position and Stephanie's position. Our baseball commissioner is up for election, and our softball commissioner and treasurer, which we had no nominees. So baseball and softball, we have 1 nominee for each. Baseball is Brandon. So congratulations. Welcome to the new baseball commissioner, yes. And Mr. Mike, you guys run unopposed. Everybody's voting for you here, so.
I was hoping to lose.
Yeah.
No way. Martin would have came in and voted.
So
Asked about fair and fields.
we'll have both of our commissioners in place in June, which is awesome. So Brandon, excited to have you in that role and get you going there. And Mike, welcome back for another round. Okay, so we have 2 member-at-large roles, and we have 3 current folks. As part of the voting, you get 1 vote per kid that you have registered, right? So if you have 2 or 3 kids, like some of us up here, you'll get 2 or 3 votes. So for those who are here, we can hand them out. I think we know for the most part what everybody has. He has 1. You have 2, Jessica, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, this season 3.
And you'll have 2. And I have 3.
1, 2, 3.
You vote for 2, yeah. Well, you don't have to vote for 2, you can just vote for 1. But you can vote for 2 at the most.
Do we count grandkids?
That's a tough one for Mike. Did you register? Did you register them?
I think he volunteers enough.
If you register them, then yes. John, yeah, so we have John Stinson. He has twins that are in 8U, or 10U, technically, right? I think they're 8, just turned 9. And then he has a son that plays in 12U. So he's coached with our league. He has an older son and twin daughters that play softball. And then Jason's here. Jason is Ryan's brother. Jason has an older child. Jason's over here with the beard, with the hat.
Who's Jason?
And then Joey Thomas, which you know, who was on our board.
We just
Yeah.
put a circle?
Yeah, you can just mark it.
Any extra pens?
We'll share in a minute.
Ooh, gotta share.
I wasn't prepared either.
They giving it to Brian to write his own in? Look at him. You Googling everybody? Is Facebook stalking him? Are they good? You know John, right? You should know John, I would think. Yeah.
Are we electing 2?
2. Yeah. Would be replacing Brandon's old role and Stephanie's role. You can vote. You don't have to vote for 2, but you can vote for 2. Correct. 2 of 3. I'll give you those. I'll let you tally them. Here. Since we don't have a treasurer, we'll give it to the secretary.
Thank you.
You're gonna be my volunteers I'm coming after.
He's got a bunch too. Look at him.
Yes, sorry. Thank you. Sorry.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Want to do a tally sheet? Yeah, there you go. Beautiful. All right, give us a second. We'll tally them up here.
For the member at larges.
What's that? I think it's gonna be a tough battle. I really didn't think it was gonna be honest with you. Right. It's like they don't care about it though. They don't.
Somebody hit the panic button.
Arrest me in the parking lot. I don't know.
Do they have one of those at the baseball field?
Right?
Last meeting we had somebody, before it started, somebody hit it. And they popped in. I don't know, it's on one of them, but it's a button or something down there, and if you hit it, it's a panic button.
Is that why they're here?
Yeah.
Oh, I think it's right here.
Yeah.
Oh, do you have to flip it over? I didn't touch it, I promise.
Yeah. Make sure I got you one next time. No, I have you one next time.
You gotta be safe too, right? What, they're coming for you. I told them that she's not causing a ruckus. I was like, this is okay. I don't know, something happened.
So we have our votes counted, and it looks like our two new members at large are John Stinson and Joey Thomas. So congratulations to those two. We know Joey, John's relatively new, so we'll congratulate Mr. John there. So thank you guys both for throwing your names in, and Jason as well, thank you. So we'll move on to open mic before we close the meeting. So is there anyone for open mic? Any open feedback?
I have a question. My kid just started 6U and he's moving over to 8U. And I just had questions about like the actual game, like how do we pick the coaches? How are the kids like distributed throughout all the leagues? How are they rated? Like all that fun info. I don't know if it's online somewhere I missed it.
Sure. So that's a good question if it's online. You'll make me double check. So the coaches, generally, if they're in good standing, right? So let's say spring and they want to coach in the fall, they're given first precedent for those teams. Not always, but generally that's the way it works. And so they're selected as, it kind of depends on how many kids we have, right? So I don't like to have more than 11 or 12 kids. 8U's a little different because you play 10. But the older age groups, when you get to 12 kids, 3 kids sitting in the bench and not playing is a lot for rec. So generally for T-ball and 8U max, we want 12 kids. If we're on the border of potentially having another team, then, we may add that other team, but it really varies around the amount of kids. So each coach, the way our draft system works, gets to freeze up to 3 kids, right? So generally they're a dad, a granddad, a stepfather, or someone who's involved, and they're likely freezing their kid, and in a lot of cases freeze their coach's kids, right? So if I have 2 people that are gonna help me, I'll freeze their kids. And so then we do a rating system during evals, so all the coaches are involved. We always make sure there's another league involved in that, right? So, for example, 6U also had 8U evaluate the kids, right? And then 10U and 12U evaluate each other's kids. Is it perfect? No. Do we miss some stuff? Yes.
Is that also for All-Star or no?
To some degree. So what we do is the coaches who are interested, they email the league, and then, we select from those as a board, and by recommendation of both commissioners, who those people should be. I don't think we had too much competition in that world. There was just a handful of folks, probably enough to cover the teams for All-Stars. But that's generally the way it works. So they have to say, I'm interested. So Carlos would have to send an email and say, hey, I want to be the All-Star coach for 10U. And then the commissioner would have to endorse that. And then we say, okay, let's make sure everybody is on board with that to represent our league. But the rating is normally done amongst multiple divisions, right? Which can be a little bit hard, right? Because if you're not familiar, but we try to put the 2 divisions together, right? So the 12U kids, they just came from 10U, right? So if I'm a 12U coach, I know what a good 10U kid looks like. If I'm an 8U, I know what a good 6U kid looks like. 15U, 16U is a little bit more difficult because, unless you're at that age group, we do our best to evaluate them, but generally it's spread across, right? So you don't have coaches that we'll call it low score kids, so they get better picks. And so it's done on a rating system up to, I think we did 5 last year, right? 5 being the highest. So whoever has the lowest score picks first to even out the teams, right? So if you have 3 really good kids right out of the gate because your kids, your coach's kids and they play, then you probably don't get to pick right away. Right, you pick like last out of the 4 teams or 5 or 6 teams. And then the lowest score after that round picks the next round, right? So it gives whoever, from a scoring standpoint, has the lowest score keeps continuing to get the next pick, right? To level out the teams as best as you can.
How are the coaches, I could be wrong.
Sure.
How are the coaches motivated, I would say, just to make sure that everybody, so I realize that all the coaches coach differently, obviously.
Sure.
But I feel like there's some fundamentals that we're just totally missing across some teams. If that makes sense. Like, are coaches trained for like an hour, like, okay, this is what we need to teach the kids in this one section? Or is it just like, if you're a coach, you do whatever you want to do? Does that make sense?
That becomes
Yeah.
a lack of volunteer coaches.
So it's about the, so then it's basically just like
We're
whoever
spreading,
volunteers.
we're spreading a lot of our knowledgeable coaches.
Yeah.
Where we take them in and try to make them our head coaching positions. And even that's stretched thin. So, and then those coaches are grabbing people from, that's where it needs to be, parents need to be more involved. That's just what I've seen it, but we're taking a lot of our, coaches.
Mike's off.
It's very spread thin, our coaching.
There you go.
I apologize, I'm bad with that, I have a voice that carries, but,
I heard you fine. It's okay.
Basically, it's like everybody's volunteers. So like the guy that is just coaching his kid is not going to be like an MLB like level coach. Yeah.
I think the level just mean like, is there consistency? Like, okay, all the coaches need to do this one drill, or like kind of like even it out.
So
I feel like it's very much like, okay, there's a coach, let's just do whatever the coach wants versus like a different coach. And there's no consistency with the kids.
Yeah, so I'll answer it a couple different ways, right? Because even as you get to higher levels, and some of us could tell you, right, depending on what coach you play, they all have different philosophies. They all coach differently. So we have some requirements, right? First of all, they got to sign up, and they have to go through all the village requirements, right? So, and some of it is Babe Ruth as well. So there's an abuse awareness training, right, for the kids, which is just a safety thing. They have to have a coaching certificate to participate. And so that is done through Babe Ruth. It's been a long time since I've done it, but was it about an hour, 2 hours? Might be even longer. It's a pretty long coaching certificate. So it goes through basic stuff, and you have to pass the class to get the coaching certificate. Then, of course, there's a background check for safety. There's a couple other safety protocols. But it really depends, right? So I can give you an example with the older leagues. The younger leagues are a little different, which is what you're asking about. But so I coached the 12U travel team. I split all three of my coaches across the 4 teams that we had. So they all took a team, right? And then they took their kids and so on. And Carlos did the same for 10U. So we essentially spread the coaching out because the kids are going to get split up anyways, the way we do our draft, right? You're not going to have the whole team that's going to end up on one team. So we split them up, and now you have coaches that, to your point, maybe know a little bit more about the game, right? So we did that. I can tell you 100% that happened in 12, 10, and 8. 6 is a little bit new, right? So we don't have travel programs in T-ball. But all of them have that minimum requirement, right? And one thing we used to do that we probably need to get back in the habit of is there used to be, in addition to the trainings I just referenced, there would be a manager's kind of quick course.
Like a workshop.
Right, where we had Jose or Carlos or, someone who's, played a little higher level of baseball to say, hey, here's some drills, here's some different things we can do. And
Just so that all the kids get the same information out. And then how is the team put together? Like, who chooses the kids for that?
for All-Stars? Yeah, so it depends on the number of teams, right? We had a lot of teams this year, so that was a positive. Each coach of each team nominates kids, right? So it depends on how many teams we're going to have. T-ball was large, so we had 2 teams. And so each team, I believe, was it 6 kids or 5 kids, Ryan? Ryan was our division director, that's why I'm asking.
They did, it was up to 6 kids.
Up to 6 kids, so they can nominate up to 6 kids. So the coach of your team nominates, his 6 kids that he thinks would be a good fit, right? And it doesn't necessarily have to be on talent, let's just say that, right? I mean, it could be, you could have a really talented kid that is probably would cause some issues, and maybe we steer away from that kid, or you have a kid of average talent, but generally it's the better kids on that team, right? So.
I'm trying to figure out, how are the coaches picked for that? Because automatically, I feel like, if you're a coach, then your kid is going, and I don't know if necessarily, that's the best pool of kids.
Sure.
I'm not saying just for my selection, I'm just saying in general, does the AU team check the All-Star for 6U versus it being I want to coach, my kid is just coming with me? Does that make sense?
No, it does. It does. We err a lot on the coaches, right, that have coached your kid all year to nominate those kids. Now, to your point, do they nominate their own kids? In some cases, probably yes. I can tell you personally, I haven't nominated my own in some cases, but it just depends, right? It depends on the situation and what's going on. Do they nominate their own? Maybe. Right? To be fair, some of the kids probably are some of the better kids. That's not always the case, right? But yeah, they nominate 5 or 6, and then at that they go out to the tryout. And this year was unique because we had 2 teams in every age division. So almost every division did it as a joint tryout, and then they worked together with the 2 to say, okay, we want our best kids on the A team. And I say best, the most skilled kids on the A team, they have the best shot to win. We want the other ones to have the experience, so if you don't make the A team, we're going to, kind of put you on the B team.
So how
Right.
are they divided? The A and the B team? Who picked the division?
The 2 coaches, the 2 head coaches.
Okay. So I'm just saying, shouldn't that be something that an AU coach, the coach above it, should kind of pick for them? Just so you can even out favoritism? Or no, this is my kid, my kid goes into this team. Does that make sense?
Yeah, listen, I'm not married to the process, but historically we've leaned on the coaches, right? So whoever your rec coach is going to nominate your kids, right? At that point, whoever we select via the commissioner and the board to coach the team is going to pick his coaching staff, right? That group of people, 3 or 4, is going to pick their teams based on the tryout. So, will they pick their own kids? Probably, right? I mean, that's generally probably the way it's going to work out. However, to your point, that's just the process we've used. Some of the other ones do use a little different process. 8U might be a good option.
I was gonna say, if it's like the same, is that how it works like for all the All-Stars, or is that just like a 6U thing?
No, it works that way for all the All-Star teams.
Those are the same, okay.
Yeah, so each coach is responsible for nominating 5 or 6 kids, right? And then they go to the trial.
Like the picking, like, oh, I have 35 kids, I'm
Yes,
gonna select
yes.
them, how do I invite them?
Correct.
Okay.
Yeah, because it's pretty much the same scenario in every age group, right?
wanted to see, add on to her question possibly. I know a lot of leagues, they have apps where you can get the kids' stats in the apps. This way, when we're going to evals for All-Stars, instead of just going off their tryout performances, we can, because some kids can have a bad tryout, we can go off their seasonal stats as well. Like,
Who's going to score those games?
what?
Yeah, that was my first question.
Because we do that in travel, and we always have to fix all the stats because of whoever is doing the stats. Sometimes they put an error when it's a hit. They
Or
put a
vice
hit when
versa,
it's an
yeah.
error. I mean, you're going to have a.
It's a matter of getting
It's
the
game changer.
manpower.
It's a different app. Nobody really uses.
Well, so our current app that we use for everything, Sports Engine, it actually has a platform to do a lot of this stuff. I haven't played with it. I think I mentioned it to Jessica once upon a time. I did notice it. So we can do a lot of those things through the app, like the scoring can go through the app. I believe it acts just like Game Changer, but I've just never utilized it. And we haven't utilized, it's only our 2nd season with it. But it does a lot of those same features. It actually is supposed to post it on our website, right? That was the issue I was having at the end of the year, it wouldn't post it correctly. But that part's cool. And it actually can have a, similar to Game Changer, which is something I want to work on with Brandon at some point.
It's not going to be the most
Sure.
accurate thing because you're right. Some parents, whoever's keeping score, but you have two. If we're polling, your team's keeping score and Gary's team's keeping score. His kid might have hit the ball and it might have been an error. Gary's team marks it down as a hit, and your team marks it down as an error. We're in the background of that app, we're going to be able to see that, and it's going to, it'll give us a better idea of who Joe Smith is. Joe Smith walks up and he's here to try out because his coach nominated him. Who's Joe Smith? We have an idea that he's batting around for whatever, or he's made in the thing. There's a possibility that there's an E6, we have a general idea of what his potential is, because at tryouts, he might get 3 pitches, he might hit 1, he might, just because it was a bad tryout, but we actually might know who Joe, how his batting overall.
Yeah, I think
is.
the only way you do that is if we have official scorekeepers, which is what they do in like districts. So, which again goes to bandwidth, right?
But
So,
if we don't have official,
correct.
Even, I have older girls, and you have a parent, oh, that's a hit.
Exactly. They manipulate the system.
There's no errors. You know someone who keeps score, they got them all in there. And there's parents out there that just, everything's a hit, everything's a put out.
Sure.
Everything. So nothing's legit.
But if I can get, like I said, but it gives us a general idea, it gives us a more of an idea of who, like, as you're nominating your team, you can go, okay, I had Joe and John. John has a batting average generally within a ballpark of 50, 60 points, whatever. It might not, you're right, the parent might have given everybody a hit that reached first base. He might have reached on an error, but he at least know, that he got there.
As long as you have someone official that does that and knows how to mark an error to a base hit or whatever it is, then that's fine. But like I'll ask my wife, she'll, oh, how did my daughter do? Oh, she got a home run. She got a home run? Yeah.
It's a rec home run.
But that's 3 hours. You know, that's nothing. That's not even a hit.
Sure.
My only thing with keeping stats and stuff like that is that you're gonna have somebody on a team that's so like well and can do it and like mark everything so accurate, and then you're gonna have somebody who doesn't know and is doing it wrong. So when you do get to All-Star and you're like, all right, well, let's look at this list. Well, Joey's mom is a computer pro and
Sure.
Timmy's mom sucked at it.
So
So,
can I bring
like-
in my 2 cents, because I've been doing this from 10U to 16U. If you got 4 teams, the 4 coaches, they got 10 kids on a team, they're gonna submit 4 kids or 5 kids, so they all end up with 1 team. And you end up with an all-star team. No one's gonna, to go through and break numbers and mathematics like this is just a nightmare.
It's not gonna happen.
And yeah,
Just
there's no
think,
manual for it.
If I'm coaching, we did all-stars this year, they asked me, hey, we're gonna do all-stars, you guys got 3 teams, can you turn over the names for your top players? My top players, and I'm gonna submit those names. I'm gonna submit 2 or 3 or 1 extra name, because some of these kids can't make it for the summer, or they miss some games, so we got some extra players. Then all of these kids get together and they have a tryout for the all-star team. And they make the team whatever size they want. They want 10, they want 12, they want 14. In the summer, I do 14 kids plus, because a lot of these kids go on vacation or they're gone. What some people need to understand is you didn't make the team. I mean, you didn't make all-stars.
What you're voicing concern about is basically, the coach makes the team because the coach has to draft, keep the kid and the parent. Maybe they don't want something in that scenario.
Yeah.
So that's why the coach picks the team. You can't have another coach pick a team and then you're stuck with a scenario that might not work for you because you already have a problem during the season with that parent, player, and whatnot. So that's why that coach kind of has to pick that team. What you're talking about is, coaches, kids, and da-da-da-da. What I would say with that is, voice your concern with an email to the league, because the next season, when that coach puts their name in to say, hey, I want to be the all-star coach, and let me see if we had a problem with him last year. Last year, we had a little problem with this, you know what I'm saying? We can have a record of that. So we might not pick that coach to be an all-star coach, and maybe find somebody better to be an all-star coach. As far as what you're saying, we're only going to learn through a process. I wouldn't say we can score kids, rate kids, this, that, and the other. We're only going to learn from people telling us what's going on. Like we have an A and a B 6-2 team, we're not going to sit there and watch every game, who plays this much, who does this. But if you tell us at the end of the season, you got to make it make sense, not my kid didn't play at all, da-da-da-da. This is what I saw in every game, it was very repetitive, and it might not be a very good idea to do this and that, and go from there. And at least we learn about that coach. Because we've had plenty of problems with all-star coaches through the years at tournaments to where we're hoping anyone would sign up to play baseball here. And we see their name, and it's like, all right.
But no one else signs up to take their spot, so you're
That's
just
what
gonna
I
get what you got.
As a coach, you have to be with that team.
Well, I'll tell you this, was the person who was the keeper of everybody that submitted their names to be all-star coaches. Out of all of the age groups that we have all-star teams for, there wasn't a choice to be made because not many people wanted to even do it. Literally, from each age group, I only had 1 person get nominated to even coach. So it wasn't like 5 people reached out like wanting to be the coach, like literally like 1 per team reached out. And the ones that we did have 2 people reach out, we had 2 all-star teams.
But I think they're pretty determined, and again, if one of those names is a problem name that we all want to avoid, we can all go out there and talk to somebody else and try to figure out if we can get somebody else to do it. As long as we're aware that that name is we're trying to go around that name, we're trying to go around
Like the complaints and stuff too, so if we wanna go back to it.
your say on what you think.
And then when do all-stars, so I feel like, I could be wrong again, but our all-star team got picked at the end of the rec season, and I feel like we only practiced as a team for like 2 weeks, and then straight to tournaments, and I don't think that was enough to.
Well, I'll tell you this, our 10U team had 1 practice and then a tournament the following day.
Almost play 50% of the season, we should have started it a little bit earlier, I agree with you, but you have to at least play 50% of the season, so all those kids can qualify to be on the all-star team.
Yeah,
From there, we should get the ball rolling, but we get very swamped up. We sent out text messages to the coach, hey, pick your kids. The coaches don't follow up, then the coaches don't want to pick kids because this kid might
might not play, and it just turns into a real binding kind of scenario with the coaches to where you gotta send a reminder repeatedly kind of scenario, but we have to at least wait for 50% of the season to go by before we can even start thinking about it.
Yeah, I think, hindsight's always 20/20, right? I mean, the easy thing to look at is, we likely should have done this right after spring break, because at that point, we have 75% of the season in, we know who qualifies. And we only had a couple of kids, honestly, in a
Everything was
couple
a
of
lot
divisions.
earlier this season than it's been in the past, because usually All-Stars is June. Our All-Star season is basically done, and June hasn't even started yet. So usually, everything's been a lot earlier this season.
Yeah, and the tournaments, it depends on when the tournaments line up, right? We hosted our own, and then we on the baseball side, and then we put all of our teams into a local travel tournament, and then we went to Jupiter, so we did 3 back-to-back tournaments, and then there was a 4th one, which we didn't necessarily fund, so that was on the teams if they wanted to go participate in it, which was in Gardens. We had funded the first 3 as part of that fee that the parents pay. So they went bang, bang, bang. And the whole point of those tournaments, and sometimes they can be a little bit rough, the whole point of the tournaments is to get you prepared for districts, right? Because some of those teams you're going to play all summer, T-ball's probably a good example. You probably play a lot of the same teams. So when you go to districts, you're going to see the same teams, right? It's not necessarily the case with the older teams, right? The team I'm going to play in districts next week, I have not played them all year. I haven't seen them in 12. I know who the team is, but we've never played them, right? And I know Carlos is in the same boat with a couple of those teams for the 10U.
Well, I know, like the B team, we played the team that they're going up against, they've already played them 4 times.
Yeah.
So for 10U B team, like they played Jupiter Storm, this will be the 4th time they're playing them.
So, yeah, I'm with you there. I mean, the more we can get in, the better, for sure. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, and I think that revolves around the calendar that I referenced at the beginning. So I did this a couple years ago. I have a 2-year calendar out. But then we have to go back and revisit dates and make sure we don't have the holidays there. When do we start? When do we pick evals? How much runway do we want before we start the season, which is generally 2 to 3 weeks. We'll get better. And then we get the rec season going. And then, I learned a lot of stuff because I did pretty much the whole schedule. But I learned a lot of stuff with the schedule, one of which is I want to pack out the weekends, right? Because we had a lot of limitations on the weekends. Some of that was with coaching. Some of that was with softball playing on Fridays. So to play a Friday night and turn around and play Saturday is rough for softball, right? But ideally, we'll pack out the weekends and just have lots of games. And then you play 1 game during the week, and then your practices are more wide open, right? We can jam in more practices during the weekdays instead of having to force them on the weekends, and then you can have games on the weekend. So, there's a lot of learning curves that came from spring because spring was so compressed. We literally had every field every day, every hour from 6 o'clock to probably 9 o'clock taken because we had 40, 50 teams on these fields between travel and softball and baseball. It won't be as bad again with Farron, and fall obviously won't be as bad, but.
Fall, how many teams do you usually get in fall?
So,
It usually
4 to 5.
Yeah,
4 to 5.
4 to 5. The
Yeah,
last few seasons have been.
To add on to this, right? So 10U and 8U had 60, 70 kids. I needed a 6th coach. I didn't have a 6th coach. So we ended up with 5 teams with 12. So ideally, we'd have a 6th coach and we'd have 10 or 11 on each team. But unfortunately, we couldn't get a 6th coach. We were struggling to find a 5th coach in 8U. 10U was a little better off. We had them identified pretty early. And so, that comes into play to your point, right? Getting the right people involved and making sure that you have someone that, if they've never, and it's intimidating, to be fair to parents, right? I mean, I had a parent, I'll give you a good example, I won't tell you who the parent is, but they were in one of the age groups and it was a mom that called me. And in my conversation, I realized she played college softball. And I said, why in the world aren't you coaching? And she coached the whole season and she did a great job. And this was a true rec team. And they finished the season, I think, in 2nd place. I mean, they did really, really well in their age group. But that was just an example of, she was like, well, I never really thought about it until you just asked me, right? So, some of it is the intimidation of getting out there with your kids and doing it and feeling that comfort level. But a lot of times it doesn't happen I can tell you for me, it happened because my kid got picked, and some of you guys have been in this boat, and this was going back 9 years. I get a ghost team Royals, which means you have no coach. And so I called my person, my Ryan, and this was T-ball, and I said, I'll do it, but I need you to help me with the schedule because I have multiple kids. And so they did, and I was able to coach both teams. But that was a perfect example of, we didn't even have enough coaches, right? So we had to pick the teams. And I think this year, I don't think we had to do that for spring. I think we had coaches for all the teams. Fall was a little different, but spring we had coaches by the beginning of the season for every team.
For, what's his name?
Reggie?
Yeah, Reggie.
Yeah. So one out of 40.
And I'll be
Not
out
bad.
there, I'll be around the fields. For any of you, I believe you're a softball coach. I think I've seen you around. If I'm around, I'll be at the fields. If you guys see anybody or hear anybody that's thinking about being a coach, I'll come over there and talk to those people or whatnot. So point them out. We're always looking for more volunteers in anything. And if you hear people or someone be like, I don't know, they're on the fence of coaching, go point them out. I'll go talk to these people and possibly try to bring them in as a coach and put, like, he talked to that person and why aren't you coaching? All it is starting a conversation. Next thing you know, you got them signed up as a coach. And I did that with one of my parents from 3-4. I talked him in. He wound up coaching his older kid in 6U this past season. He didn't even think about coaching. And I was like, well, why aren't you coaching out here? You're mad because of you're mad because of that coach. Well, you just told me you played collegiate ball. Don't be mad at that coach. Be mad at you for not coaching. If you guys see these people, talk to any of these. You guys got everybody's faces. We're here to possibly help you guys. So if you guys hear anybody or whatever and they're on the fence, call me over. I'll talk to these people. I'm all in for talking to get these people involved and for their kids and our kids and your kids. So
Yeah, I can tell you and this just adds to, you just refreshed my memory. A lot of our coaches, we have a lot of coaches that played college ball. We have a lot of coaches that played minor league ball, and there's 2 or 3 that actually played Major League Baseball that are coaching in the league. So some of you don't even know. I coached his kids from 8 and 6, and outside of just conversations we had of him dropping his kids off, then I found out he played minor league baseball. And I said, well, why in the world are you? So I can coerce him to help me the next year. But, you just don't know, right? And so we have a lot of those involved in our league already, which is a huge advantage. But, there's a difference, right, between playing and coaching, right? Sometimes you're a great player and maybe not a great coach, or sometimes you're a great coach and maybe not a great player, right? So, they don't necessarily translate perfectly. But the fundamentals to your question earlier, a lot of them have the credentials because they played, right? I can tell you almost all of our 8U teams, I believe all of them, played a good level of baseball, at least up to high school, right? Some of them in college and beyond. Same thing with 10U, right? Alberto played Major League Baseball, yeah?
Well, in the
Yeah,
minors. with the
minors.
Marlins.
And Reggie played for the Phillies. So we had a decent amount of, talent level in terms of people that have played at higher levels, which is pretty cool. All right. Any other open mic conversations? Yes, sir.
All-Star, I know that it was just brought up about possibly having a travel team come and pay the league fee, so the travel team can be in Royal Palm. Ryan was, I think, a little opposed to it due to All-Stars, and these girls not playing on All-Stars. Wouldn't it behoove Royal Palm for bringing in the money, because that's what we're about, right? Trying to make money and put more into the program. And then whatever girls do play rank and make the all-star team, you make that as a minor league system for when they build, and then they go up and they produce a travel team here in Royal Palm. Wouldn't that be better for the league and overall to have more people come and want to put more teams as a travel organization here And then if they want to play rec, they can play rec, but it's not, you don't have to. And then whatever girls do play rec, they're still learning some fundamentals. They make an all-star team. And then from them, being that well-rounded player, you could possibly move up and have another travel team. Build from that. I mean, right now, the all-star teams, they're playing in tournaments that a regular travel team would play in. Right now. They're not even playing in regionals, where you have to play.
Yeah, they don't, there's no other teams, unfortunately.
Right, so there's no other teams, but these teams are now joining travel tournaments just to play. So wouldn't you try to use that all-star team as a building block, as a minor league system, to better Royal Palm, even if these girls on the travel team don't want to play rec, because they're practicing with their travel team 2 or 3 times a week anyway? And there's other children involved with families and everything else.
I think most of our income comes from rec. We're not really in the business of trying to make money, but I believe most of our income comes from rec baseball. And to have good competition through rec baseball, I mean, it's still a floodgate of fields. So again, you're trying to say an all-star team needs to create a travel team, but that all-star team, just like now, you're going to go to all these tournaments and those kids are going to play against, what, pretty competitive all-star teams that are travel teams, some of them.
Well, right now they're playing because there's nowhere else for the all-star teams basically to play.
Yeah, I think softball, to
softball.
Brian's, yeah,
In
softball's a little bit different in that regard.
I've coached,
Yeah.
I coach 18U. I've coached 8 years old. My other daughter plays on the 12U. She used to play here for Rebellion. That fell apart. So she's on a different travel team. But a lot of these girls are going elsewhere. If we could bring them back.
But I get it, but what are you bringing them back to? You're not really bringing them back to Royal Palm.
Whatever fees there would be involved for them to play rec, you're still getting their fees to be a part of a travel team to practice on your field. But you're still getting that fee, except they're not playing on a Monday night in a rec league. But you're still getting their overall fee. It's still the same amount of money, whatever it may be, to be on their travel team with their travel coach.
I get it, but what am I
Under the
doing?
umbrella.
But what am I doing with a bunch of money? I'm trying to have a league with a lot of kids being competitive. And if I'm going to put the best kids to the side and say, don't even play for us at all, you don't really represent us at all, we like your money, but you're not going to play for us and with us.
They're going to represent as Royal Palm.
I get it.
Whatever it is.
You're with the jersey,
They're
you're not
representing.
going to districts, you're
But
not
then
going to
when,
states.
I'll use Mike for example, he has granddaughters who's 5 and 6 years old, right? You're not gonna have a travel team for a 5 and 6 year old, but
No, they
they're gonna
have
play rec.
They got it.
They're gonna play rec, and then if they build there, a building block, and they get good enough, then if Mike wanted to coach an 8U team for his granddaughter in a few years, he could make that team and everyone still stays here. Right now, you're losing a lot of girls to go to other organizations, which are just travel organizations. Because they're all leaving because they're being forced to play rec here, where it's a lot. I have 4 girls, 3 of them play travel. They're all on different teams. I coach one, I might be coaching another, so that's 2 out of 3. It's a lot. There's a lot of logistics.
What do they need Royal Palm for then? What does the travel team need Royal Palm for then? If they can go and make a travel team, what does that travel team
Because
need?
it's in their
They need their
community.
fields.
It's here.
They need their fields.
It's here.
It's
They
the
don't,
fields.
so I know, for example, a team that might want to come over this way. Realistically, they don't need Royal Palm. Realistically, but it's a little closer and it's home, right? Instead of leaving home and traveling 5-10 minutes a little further, they're here, which they already left. They left. You had a few teams here, coach left, whatever. They left and they're all on different teams. I do know a team that wants to come this way, back home, but play travel. Because when these girls who are a little bit more experienced, right? They don't have to go on the field with a girl who's learning how to throw a ball again, learning how to hold the bat again. These girls might know how to do all that, but now you're taking steps backwards. They're not progressing.
That's what rec ball is.
I'm just gonna throw my 2 cents with this baseball, and I don't know about what softball does, but rec is the meat and potatoes of this thing. And I can go on my phone, I got 20 ads a day on my Facebook for travel teams from Boca to Wellington to every guy who played baseball in high school or in college is doing tryouts to take kids out of this league. Like, you need the numbers. No travel team does the opening ceremonies. None of them are over here eating hamburgers and hot dogs, Thursday, Wednesday, Friday, and keeping the lights on. Like, the more you siphon kids out of the rec league to go do whatever they want to do, the more this park loses. So the longer that keeps up, that place is going to get turned into an apartment complex, and that's it. The travel, kids can do what they want. My kid can go play travel if he wants. That's great. Go do it. You know what I'm saying? He's old enough now. He can make up his mind. But I keep him in rec. And I think kids who want to do travel and all that need to do rec. Because
Rec
it's
is-
a waste of my time to come coach here when we got no talent at all. I mean, it's fun. It's baseball. But again, I put him on All-Stars to keep him playing. I put him on a B team even though I was against it just so he can keep playing baseball. I know he's going to go out and get stomped. It's just the way it is. And then the A team goes out and gets stomped. Our All-Star 15U, 14U, 16U, they've probably got wrecked this year because these kids leave. All of my best pitchers in the last couple seasons, they don't play here no more. Why? Because they're good. And daddy's paying $1,500 a season to go play on a travel team. Why? Because the kid is good, like real good. That's talent that's going. But when we're siphoning kids that are keeping this park open and the bills paid and these concession stand drinks, hot dogs, that's not coming out of travel money. It's not coming, like that doesn't keep the lights on in this place. The priority in this park should be rec baseball. And when
Yeah.
rec baseball is over with, do some all-star for the summer. I don't look at all-star at anything else besides keeping my kid busy playing baseball during the summer. Because right now, we didn't do rec this year. Why? Because our season ended, and us 3 coaches couldn't figure out which one of us wanted to do all-stars. None of us wanted to do it. Why? Because we did it last year, and it was kind of a pain in the ass, and we're missing a lot of our kids, and our best players, again, these are older kids, they play over there, we're all having tournaments, but you can see who succeeded and who's going to play college ball, you know what I'm saying, and they're going to move on from there. But the kids who keep the bills paid here, which is rec, there's not enough travel kids that is talent to put hamburgers in that freezer at the concession stand. It ain't going to happen. So number one priority, this is a public park. This isn't a private park. You know what I'm saying? If someone wants to do a travel league, good, that's great. I mean, I think like PGA or, their facility is amazing. You know what I'm saying? They got a lot of money coming in, but travel ain't paying that bill. And they're not. Because I got to pay for coaches that don't work here. You know what I'm saying? They don't coach here. These are private people that come in on the weekends and trainers and other people that I'm looking towards to take my kid to the next level. But rec baseball is priority at this park, nothing else. All-Star is just to keep your kid busy for the summer, if you ask me. Because I've been on every All-Star team we've had since 8 to 10U, and, it's a struggle. Why? Because a lot of kids leave and they go somewhere else to do other things. That's great, let them do that. But the kids who need the park are rec kids. The kids who don't need this park are travel players and all that are already playing high school. They're playing base. You know what I'm saying? They're on another level, and they're great kids. But one of my best kids this past season, he plays travel baseball, he plays on my rec team, and he plays on high school. This kid plays on 3 baseball teams. I got no problem with it. He misses a couple practices, great. He misses a couple games, great. He's already got his focus set on something else, but you can't prioritize other avenues besides the one that pays the bills at this park, and that's rec baseball. Because if you take all the registrations and you add up the money that comes in when registration for fall or spring opens up, that mathematic is going to outweigh any all-star, all-star, I'm gonna leave that away. All-stars, to me, it's a summer camp for baseball. I don't like B teams, because you didn't make the A team, but you know what? Hey, if you wanna keep playing ball, that's great. You know, get a cool uniform. But we did B teams, and we traveled all the way to Lake City and got wrecked, demolished. One of our games was 3 innings. Like, they shouldn't have been there. They should not. I shouldn't have driven 6 hours and paid hotels and all that. We shouldn't even have been there. But, you know, let the kid play. But I don't think anything comes over rec baseball. This is a rec park. This isn't Roger Dean Stadium. This isn't rec. Keeps the lights on at this place. If you want to do other things on Sunday, Tuesday, Wednesday, when that park isn't open, but rec is the VIP here, or should be, before anything else. Anything else. Because like I said, our opening ceremonies, there's a whole damn field full of piles of everybody. That's priority, not anything else. And it needs to stay that way. So
Yeah, I mean,
they have to play rec. If you do traveling all-stars, you gotta play on a rec team. If not, you're gonna kill this league, and I don't wanna coach here.
Sean used to have the camps, and you would see the kids that need work show up for the
Show up to
camps.
camp.
That's what we need.
I think
We
a
don't
B
need to
team
pull
should be
kids
like
out
a
and
rec.
put them on
So why
travel
don't you have coaches and like you said,
But that's what we need.
ex-players, college, whatever, you hold clinics.
Well, that's why we let Homeboy do lessons.
Instead of losing
His name
little
on
Johnny,
something.
because he's talented, instead of losing little Johnny and little, whatever, Adam, you produce another team and you hold it, you keep them here.
But the rec
And you
league
put
still
the,
pays.
yes, you have rec, but
But the
you're
rec-
still paying the rec fee.
I'm
But
paying
little
guys.
Johnny and Adam and Mike are building now with Coach Dan a travel team. And they're still under the Royal Palm umbrella. And here you go. And now here comes more kids because they want to stay in Royal Palm. They play rec, but now they're getting better. And now here comes another team that Nick puts together. And here comes another softball team. They all stay here.
But that's, how many teams is that? You just named like 6 teams.
I could tell you about.
7 teams, but I need 3, 9 fields, 12 fields, 13 fields.
Like, if
All
I'm
those
better,
coaches
I'm gonna pay
fighting over
someone to buy the
practice
house.
time. That's the
Like
problem.
earlier when you guys opened it up, right? You said you had Seminole Palms. You said you had Camilla. You said now Farron's gonna be dedicated to softball only. So that opens up, what, 3 fields, 4 fields?
I know, but
3? That's 3 dedicated to softball only, right? Boys aren't going there after now, right? Starting in the fall, there are no boys at Farron.
Mike, you're not allowed to go.
Mike, is that happening?
We're probably gonna make that the softball park, yeah.
Scheduling or whatever. If you have and you build, it stays under the Royal Palm umbrella, and everyone still pays the Royal Palm fees, but my little girl here doesn't have to go back to the basics with every season.
We're gonna get people to the league no matter what we do, because
The
if
kids
we,
that don't have those basics yet should be playing with your little girl that do have the basics, so those kids get better. That's what rec ball is.
And I coached last season. I did do that. But you know what? Then she takes a step, she
I
regresses.
have 9 travel teams, and that's not helping my rec ball teams. Having your little girl take a step back and play with the rec kids.
keeps our lights on.
Help the rec kids get better, and by all means, it goes back to me saying 1,000 swings is better than 1 swing.
You know what I do? I have my best kids in 15, 16, whatever you, since 13. My best ones, if I'm too busy, hey, you know what, there's some pop-ups. And they'll work on the lesser kids. I can't have kids help me coach.
That rec ball player get better.
And I can speak from experience. I've been part of the Royal Palm since my daughter was 4 years old. Did T-ball, moved her up to 80 softball.
Me and him
She was
started playing
not
here
getting
in
better.
1992.
And she was not getting better. I could not get her better, so I pulled away and made a travel team. And I can tell you the last year, my daughter can catch pop-ups. She's making contact every single at bat. She wasn't doing that yet. Because I had to focus, I didn't have enough of the volunteers to focus and separate the two. There's 9 people.
How does that
benefit out
leave
of
the
it.
rec programs. The point is to keep them under
And
the
that's why people
umbrella.
leave and go to other
But you know, I'm sitting on the board right now of a rec program, not a travel program.
I get it, but you want to,
No.
you want to keep an umbrella, right? You want to keep the money in Royal Palm?
I'll generate money other ways, but having my rec program be at the top of my priority is where my vote's gonna be.
Back and have camps as a travel team.
Yeah.
That's how you work it out.
That's
As far as
something
just not contributing to rec at all and then just being under the umbrella, it doesn't help. So what I'm saying is if you can find a way to help out rec, you can have travel camps, have open workouts, have those
completely
kids.
agree with that.
And
That's a good
separate
idea.
those kids that aren't as good and have them practice to be better. Put your travel kids over here, have them mesh a little bit and figure out a way to make the league better. That's how you benefit
Like, I see it
everyone.
as not
But as
fair
far
to
as just
kids
saying,
who
we
work.
want these certain kids to be the ones and they're under an umbrella, but they don't contribute to anything else, and we go from having, softball's a struggle, you guys play 12U and 14U together, now imagine taking a team out of that. We're gonna do
That's what's
6,
happening, though.
but you're gonna make it worse.
That's what's happening
You're
now.
gonna make it worse, you're gonna have a 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 12 team.
That's
playing
what's
against each
happening
other.
now. I have my 12-year-old that left Royal Palm because she went to a different travel team because she was forced to play rec.
But if we were having travel camps on the weekends, or Sunday, you said, hey, rec travel day, and like I said, you had the same kids showing up. Like I said, Sean used to have camps here, and you had kids show up that need a lot of work, but they would show up to every lesson.
Right.
So that shows that kid wants to work.
Yeah, but
So
it takes
they're
away
contributing
from.
to that kid, so when they play rec, they're not as bad as they were. And again, you can work that out one day a week, and then you're still contributing to rec, and then make a travel team, and do your things on certain days. Again, there's ways to try to work it out, I'm trying to figure that out, but to say, hey, I'm just gonna grab these kids out of your league, and we're gonna do something else over here, we'll be under this umbrella, we'll throw you cash every once in a while, that's not what I'm here for. It's gonna be a rec league at the end of the day. We do Marlins Day, we do everything to try to be a rec team. I played trout, like he said, you go into every park in town, there is no concession stand open. You show up with your own food, you show up with your own drinks, nothing's open because it's a scrimmage, a doubleheader against one team, and you go home, that's it. But at least with rec, it's a Saturday at the park, you guys do food, we got concession stands open, there's grandparents and stuff like that. But I'm saying, if we can figure out a way to contribute to rec, then fine. Because, I don't know what his name is, but he does batting lessons to the batting cage all the time.
Well, the money to sign up would be going to rec.
But if those people, if that travel team wants to come and play under Royal Palm, all for it. But they have to play in our rec system. They can't just throw money at us because that doesn't help our rec system. Because if I can take that travel team and throughout the rec season and take, say, a group of 12, I can disperse 3 here, 3 here, 3 here, 3 here. Those 3 kids go and help that rec team. They help those 9 other kids get better and whatnot, and then
Because none of these kids get better if they don't play with kids who know how to play. None of them get better. If I can go out and play a team with kids who can't catch grounders, throw the ball, then it's a disaster. But then I got some kids who are amazing.
We gotta close down the meeting, it's 9 o'clock.
Yeah, let me,
But that's number one, is practice.
It's definitely a conversation that's worth. I like that idea though, if we could work something out to where we could have clinics and then
well, I'm gonna end you with this thought, okay? So we're a rec program, right? That's what we're designed to be. We do offer travel as options, right? So there is some space limitations, to your point, with fields. That gives a venue for these kids. Currently, if you're not aware, to host the travel program, right, they have to play rec. That's part of our rules. But they don't have to play in the fall, only in the spring, right? So some of that, there's no income in the fall. Does that make sense, right? So, part of the thought process is, we got to have space. It's got to be approved by the board, right? And those two things have to happen first. And then the secondary part is, there's no income. There's nothing that comes to the rec league, right? So the thought process behind, and I do both, my son does both, right? The thought process is, there's no income coming in the door now, but there would be and that does enhance the rec program, right? Because we're not gonna kick off. I think we're getting wrapped around the wheel here. We're not gonna say, you know what, we're gonna become a travel league, and they're gonna play Monday through Friday, and we're gonna push rec on Saturday. That's not what we're saying. We're saying, hey, those days that we don't use the fields, which traditionally is Friday night. Almost all of my travel games are Friday night, and nobody's at the field. I'll tell you, I'm at the field by myself, maybe with him and his team. Nobody's there on Friday night, right? Yeah.
Sorry to interrupt, but it's the rec coaches who are here at these board meetings talking with him to get these fields fixed and the fences fixed and the mounds fixed and the grass cut and cut back. You see me here enough times complaining about field 5, but
Yeah.
I've not seen one travel coach from any 13, 14, 15, 16 new coach travel team ever show up here to say a damn thing about the fields or help to fix the fields or do anything about the fields or complain about, I got no ice because a kid got hit in the face with a ball and 5 field, you know what I'm saying? I gotta bring my own ice and we don't need to eat food because, you know what I'm saying? But not one travel coach has ever showed up at a board meeting, and I don't care how much they pay to play here, they don't show up on a regular basis to, you know what I'm saying, to nurture this park. None of them do. They want to show up and throw some money, that's great, and then they're out of here. But none of them are here dealing with the day-to-day since this park has been open. And I got a million Facebook, 60, 70
Sure.
an hour to do.
Well, you have 2 of them sitting on the board right here.
I know, but I'm just saying.
Just to make it clear for you.
Outside of,
Yeah.
I got like the Florida Giants, the Palm Beach, they're, you know,
Sure.
and my kids travel group, there's
Yeah.
a ton of teams. A ton of, we just, you know, they're not here. They don't, like,
Mm-hmm.
that doesn't benefit the league to take away from the rec players.
Yeah, and I think we're getting wrapped around a couple things because to that point, we don't have them in the fall. None of them play. I mean, my kid played. I had a handful of our kids. A handful of the other groups play, but then they all play in the spring, right? So you do get some benefit on the spring side, but there's no benefit on the fall side, right? And so, you know, I think the both can coexist. The question is, how does that coexist? Do they offer camps? Is it the money from the generation of, you know, they sign up for the rec fees? So they've paid for them in theory. So if Brian decides, hey, I want my daughter to play because I've already paid the fee, well, then she pays. She plays, right? So I think there's a way for those to coexist. You know, I'm not looking to max out the fields, right? It's definitely a problem we had in the spring. I mean, it was very evident in the spring, right? Absolutely, absolutely. The more game exposure you get, 100%. Yeah.
You're going to get good no matter how bad you started, you know? So it doesn't matter, join 2 or 3 teams, but the priority team is the priority team that's been here since that park was put together.
Yeah, no, I don't disagree. I mean, Rec's still the priority, always has been. I mean, you can ask these guys, you can ask him. I mean, they'll ask me when the fields are. They know what the answer is. It's Friday night, Saturday afternoon, and Sunday when we don't use it for rec. And even in some cases, you know, 15U specifically, because we do the interleagues, which is questionable at times, but they had to play in the afternoon, right? So I would have to go back and say, hey, no games on field 5 until 7 o'clock or 5 o'clock, right?
Practice, and I got travel kids in the batting cage and they're not doing it. I'm like, hey, come out and throw with us or practice with us, because I'd rather have a couple of them come out while we're doing rec
Yeah.
practice, so some of these kids can see what they could be.
Sure. Yeah. Awesome. Yeah, well, we didn't, I don't think we voted on anything, so I don't think we have to motion to close, but we'll, you know, we collectively as a group voted on the new board folks, but we did bring up a lot of new business, a lot of good points brought up, things to look at before we start back in August. But we'll get that registration up and running for everybody so we can start getting rolling for fall, and then we'll probably have a separate meeting maybe to talk about rules for baseball, softball. Softball definitely needs to be cleaned up because there's a lot of stuff in softball that, you know, we didn't necessarily follow. There was a kind of a consistent consensus to run a certain way, but that's not what's written, so we just need to update our rules. Likewise with baseball, specifically T-ball. But yeah, we can do that collectively outside of this. We don't have to have a board meeting, but I appreciate everybody's input, right? I mean, that's what makes the league better. None of this is perfect. And, you know, I think there's a path forward for a lot of the different stuff we talked about with enhancements. But to Brandon's point, you know, thank you guys for coming. Shows you guys care about what you're trying to do and what we're trying to do for the leagues. You know, hopefully we will have this room full in the future, right? And make sure that we can, you know, have more involvement. That's how things get better. I mean, it's 100% how things get better. The more people you have involved in it, you know, these guys work a lot with a lot of different stuff. I think I talk to Mike every other day about different ideas that we have. You know, I talk to Carlos probably a couple times a week, Brandon sporadically, Jessica, you know, once a week. So they put in a lot of hours to do this, and, you know, it takes a village. Took almost 50 coaches this year, which is awesome. So, you know, it takes the community to pull it off. So thank you guys for being involved and coming out. Listen, there's no dumb feedback or no crazy questions. I mean, that's how we make this thing better and grow our league, right? Make it a place where they want to come play baseball and softball, and Royal Palm, they have the ability to do both, right? Which is an advantage we have, I will tell you, over other parks. An absolute advantage that we have, right? They can play in the same organization, underneath the same umbrella, a half mile apart if we split the two groups. So it's a win-win, I think, for a lot of our parents, because a lot of them have brothers and sisters and boys and girls together. So it gives that option. So thank you all for that. We'll look forward to districts. Hopefully we'll have some good news to report out for that. And then I believe it's like July 4th week, so that's probably a terrible time for a meeting, but we'll look at another time for the July to recoup, and we'll put that out to the group. So if you guys are welcome to participate, we'll do it maybe in the rec center or upstairs. Talk about some of the stuff you brought up. Potentially. Yeah, potentially. All right, thank you all.